Hello chess lovers, let's have a quick look at a game played by Sergey Karjakin and Veselin Topalov. The game was played at Shamkir Chess 2017 in round 5. White started with e4, c6 by Topalov, d4, d5, this is the Caro-Kann defense, and Karjakin goes for advanced variation. I remember Mikhail Tal was also playing this e5 move against Botvinnik in their famous World Championship match. c5, another popular move is bishop f5, but we see this c5. By the way, Botvinnik was also choosing this c5 move. d takes c5, e6, a3, bishop takes c5, knight f3, knight e7, bishop d3, knight g6, white castles, knight c6, black is putting pressure on e5 pawn, b4, bishop b6, bishop b2 protecting the pawn, knight f4, c4 trying to break up black's center, knight takes d3, queen takes d3, d takes c4, queen takes c4, knight e7, knight c3, bishop d7, queen g4, bishop c6, rook ad1 by Karjakin. Well, taking on g7 is not good because after rook g8, queen f6, knight f5, queen takes d8, rook takes d8. Although white is a pawn up, but of course black has a very strong counter attack. That's why Karjakin decided not to take on g7 and play rook ad1, queen c7 and knight g5, offering the pawn on e5. Topalov took on e5. Again, it's not too late to castle kingside. b5, h5, queen h4 and bishop takes b5. After taking on b5, it turns out that Topalov's position just collapses. It's better to play knight g6. If queen g6, then exchange the queens and simply retreat the bishop to d7 square. Of course, white has this knight takes f7 move, but of course this continuation would have been better for black. But instead, Topalov took on b5 and now comes rook e1. Queen f5, knight takes b5, queen takes b5, and white is simply taking the pawn on g7. Knight f5, forking the bishop and the queen, but Karjakin just neglects this threat. Can you find the best move for white in this position? Karjakin simply took on e6. Black recaptured. Well, if you accept the queen sacrifice, then white can simply checkmate on c7. This is a double check and a checkmate. We see f takes e6 in the game, rook takes e6 check, king f7, queen f6 check, king g8, bishop takes h8, bishop takes f2. Topalov just tries to sharpen the game, but Karjakin went for a very calm king h1 move, a very safe move. But of course, even taking on f2 can win the game, though of course this gives a slight edge. But we see this king h1 move giving no chance, queen a4 and now rook d6, protecting the rook on d1, rook f8, queen g6 check, king takes h8, and now rook d7, threatening checkmate on h7, and Topalov resigned. Well, you have to give up your queen and white is easily winning the game. I think that this was a very instructive game. First, once again we learned about the importance of castling, and of course how Karjakin managed to organize his attack against black king, which was stuck in the center of the board. Your comments and questions please, and thanks for watching. Good luck.